everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm actually here today with the 5th layout using my Scrapbooking Store kit that I purchased to review for February. Now, I apologize that this is up a little bit late, but I got a little bit busy this weekend, so I didn't get a chance to actually record the voiceover. So I'm doing this here on a Sunday afternoon / evening. It's kind of evening now, just to go ahead and get this up for you guys. I actually scrapbooked this a couple days ago. It's just been a little busy. So these photos are actually from... Let's see, they are from, when was this? This was actually from October of 2016, and this is a weekend that Kaylin and I went down to visit my mom and my sisters and their families in Charlotte, and on our way back, before we came back to Raleigh, we went to Reed's Gold Mine, which is a gold mine in, oh, now I don't even know exactly where it is, but it's, kind of in between Charlotte and Greensboro, I believe, and since that's kind of on the way back to Raleigh, we went ahead and did it on our way out of town so then we could just continue going from that point here to Raleigh. So we spent all day there, had a really good time going through the gold mines. There's a self-guided tour that you can take, and then we actually did some panning for gold, and then we enjoyed a really nice picnic out on the grounds while we were there, and that's what these photos are from. These photos are from right before we were panning for gold and then while we were having our picnic. The top photo and the bottom photo are on a bench right beside the panning section, and then actually the picnic area is the middle section. I had just taken a picture of everyone sitting there eating. Alright, now that I have all the photos laid out, this is pretty much how they're going to stay, but I'm going through all the scraps from the kit that I have left, kind of figuring out exactly what I want to use. I wanted to do some little paper layering up at the bottom, or down at the bottom and up at the top left corner, and then I am going to use kind of another scrap here in a moment, kind of in the middle of the layout. And I have a lot of cards that I could use and cut apart, but really I am trying to focus more on the photos, and so I'm just using kind of the little scraps and bits and pieces, but in the meantime I am going through every single piece that's left in this kit to figure out exactly what I want to use. I have this one with all these different icons that I could definitely cut out and use, but I don't really feel like I need very many of those. But just to be sure that I have everything that I kind of want to use and don't overlook anything, I am going through every single thing that is in this kit. I have a lot of little bits and pieces left, but I'm kind of reaching that point to where it's a little bit more difficult to kind of make them work together. So I'm just trying to utilize what I have before I really kind of finish working with this kit. I don't always have like a very specific ending point. Some kits really speak to me and I can use them to their fullest where I have very, very little left. And then other kits I get to a point to either I'm out of embellishments or I'm out of papers or I'm just kind of out of inspiration. So I'm kind of doing a couple different layouts here. That's why you're seeing a little bit of variety within the layouts that you're seeing. You're seeing inserts, you're seeing project life pages, you're seeing pages without photos at all. This is really just kind of me working with the supplies that I have, trying to determine exactly the best way to utilize them before I determine that I'm done with this kit. And once I am done with this kit, everything gets dispersed into my stash and it will get used. Nothing gets thrown away. It's just that's when I determine, okay, I'm kind of done with this and I move on to something else. But in the meantime, I have all these wonderful little scraps that I like to keep, and I'm using them to their fullest, or at least to the best way that I can use them. So I've got these little bits and pieces layered up and glued down. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part of what I've got going on here. And that's this one journaling card, and it says home is where my bunch of crazies are. Well, we weren't home, so I'm going to change this to put, and here is where my bunch of crazies are, but I haven't exactly determined which alphas. I wanted to use these. They're kind of a cream and black color, and I thought they kind of matched the colors from the layout because that polka dot paper has a cream background with the black polka dots, but I just didn't like the way that it looked. I felt like it looked kind of strange on this little piece that I'm using to cover up the home. It just doesn't look right to me. It looks like it looks like a mistake or something. I don't know why it felt like it looked that way, but it did. And so I'm trimming off a little bit of the card to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm trying to determine if that's what I want to stick with or not. And then I end up looking at these little tile alphas that are right next to the cream and black ones. And they're kind of a teal and white, but it's a very thin font. And so what I decided to do is use the ampersand from that and then just layer over the little tiles that are on there. Now it's kind of difficult to see this on camera here on the video, but you'll be able to see it in the still shots at the end. And I really like the way that that looks a lot better. So it says, in here is where a bunch of crazies are. But I do have this little strange gap on the right side after here because it's not centered once I added the ampersand. So I am going to do a little bit of embellishing over there to kind of cover that up in a moment and kind of make it a little bit more centered. But before I do that, I'm looking through the sticker sheet that came with the kit, and it's that Simple Stories Domestic Diva 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I found this really pretty floral that I'm going to layer here under my journaling card. Now this is not a journaling card that journaling is actually going on, but it's just a journaling card with this saying that I thought kind of fit the layout. I mean, I'm using one of the 4x4 cards that came in one of the embellishments with the kit, and that embellishment is the add-on embellishment pack that I added on to the kit, and it has that darker teal color that kind of show up in some of the papers and in the background, so I'm just using it to layer behind my journaling card. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear Kaylin. He's sitting here on the couch in the room with me playing a little bit on the iPad while I do this voiceover for you guys. Since I waited till the last moment to actually do this, my whole family's home, so there's a little bit of background noise that you may hear. But luckily they're trying to be quiet and let me do this for you, so I can get a video up this weekend. Usually I try to do my videos, my voiceovers, whenever everyone's either asleep or when I have a day off of work or something like that, but it just didn't work this time. So this is an Echo Park sticker sheet that I pulled out to use with this kit for this layout, and it's actually the Wildlife. I have the 12 by 12 pack of this, and I pulled out just the sticker sheet. I didn't need the papers, I just needed the sticker sheet. And that arrow sticker is also from there, but I'm going to use the other end of it up here. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of embellishing. I have the little picnic icon, which I think is incredibly cute, as well as this little bunny rabbit. And that's just to kind of indicate that we're outside. We're really just kind of enjoying the space and just the nature. And I have a whole bunch of ephemera here that I'm trying to determine if I want to use. There's the little North Carolina historic sites, and the Reed's Gold Mine is listed in there, so I thought about cutting out that little caption and putting it there. And then I also thought about cutting out the thing off that other brochure that says Reed's Gold Mine, but I decided to kind of set that inside and use that for the Project Life page. But first I'm kind of working with it to see if it's going to go up here, but because it actually does match the yellow that is on the stickers that I had used, the floral sticker as well as that yellow strip at the bottom. And I'm just going to kind of fiddle with it to see if there's any way to include it, but it just doesn't end up working out the way that I want it to. So I'll go ahead and find a little piece of journaling paper in my scrap box that I keep there next to my desk, and I'm just going to add some details here. And what this says is, just a moment to eat, a picnic under the trees, and to snap a few family photos. Such a fun day outside. And I'm just writing this with my Pentel RSVP pen that I like so much. It's the, I think it's a 0.5 millimeter pen, I believe. But it's one of my favorite writing pens just in general, not necessarily for scrapbooking, just in general. I just like the fine tip on it, and so I always have them around my desk, and you'll probably see me use them a lot in my journaling. So I'm going to put that right up here, kind of nestled in between the edges of these photos, and I'm going to embellish just a little bit around it. I really only have two sections that are primarily embellished. That's the bottom right around that big journaling card, as well as the top left where I just have some of those little paper strips, as well as the end of that sticker that I had cut off. So I'm going to make a third section here kind of around my journaling. I have this little butterfly sticker from the the Wildlife sticker sheet from Echo Park. Again, just like I did on that journaling card, I went ahead and mounted my journaling with a little bit of that darker teal Project Life card that was in the 4x4 and 2x2 card pack that came as in the embellishment section, or embellishment kit that went with this. And then I am also going to add just a few little things. I'm trying out a couple different stickers and a couple different just scrap pieces of papers and things like that to see what actually works well. And I ended up finding this little scrap of the pink paper, and it matches with the floral. I think it just brings a really pretty bit of that that kind of corally pink into the layout, and that's already on that floral. That was the only part of the layout that had that really kind of corally pink color. So I'm going to add it right here, kind of on top of the journaling, and it kind of just creates, ties that cluster a little bit together. And then I'm going to put another scrap of this same color off to the edge of this bottom photo, and it's just bringing that color into a third part of the layout. A very, very simple detail, but I really like the color that it brings throughout the whole layout. Pretty much getting toward the end of this layout, just kind of looking around to see what else I want to bring in, and then I end up realizing that I just want something else. So I'm looking at a few different things in my little bits. I have a little like zipper pouch that has little bits on it, and then it just has lots of little stickers and puffy stickers and enamel dots and things like that in there. So I find this Fancy Pants Golden Days puffy dots, and it has this really pretty corally pink puffy dots that match that same kind of corally pink color really, really well. So I add 3 just in 2 different places, and then I do have to, because for whatever reason, because they're kind of like a plasticky puffy dot, they don't stick. So I always reinforce those with a little bit of glue from a Martha Stewart glue pen here, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I am going to add, I believe, 1 more sticker, and it's going to say Family Time. It's in that kind of the same dark teal and light teal color, and I'm going to put that right under where my journaling is, up there by that butterfly, and then that's really going to finish off this layout. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope if you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. I will try to answer them for you, or if you have any other just random comments about this kit or just my process in general, please let me know. Alright guys, thank you so much for all of your support and just for watching and enjoying the videos as well. Alright guys, thanks. Bye.